In this video, I will be talking about perimeter, circumference, and area. Before I do that, let's recall how to classify polygons. First, a polygon is a closed plane figure with three or more sides, where each side intersects with exactly two others at their endpoints. Polygons can be either convex or concave. Convex polygons means that if we extend each of the sides, none of these lines contain any points in the interior. Concave means the opposite. So if we were to extend each of these lines, one of these sides will have a point in the interior. Polygons can also be equilateral, which means each side is congruent to each other side. They can also be equiangular, which means that each angle is congruent. And they can be regular, which means they are convex, equilateral, and equiangular. The last thing we talked about was how to classify polygons. And we do this by counting the number of sides. So for example, a three-sided polygon is called a triangle, a four-sided polygon is a quadrilateral, and so on. Special emphasis on three-sided, four-sided, five-sided, six-sided, eight-sided, 10-sided, and n-sided polygons. Remember that an n-gon, for example, if we have a 15-sided polygon, that is called a 15-gon. So most of this video will be using definitions and formula going along with those definitions. The first one that we need to know is perimeter. So perimeter is a distance around some figure. This will be denoted as P. Circumference is the distance around a circle, which will be denoted as C. Circumference is just a special case of perimeter, where it's around a circle instead of some random figure. Area is the amount of surface covered by a figure. This will be denoted as A. So there are several formula which you should memorize. The first is that of a square. So to find the perimeter of a square, you just add up each side. Because all of these sides are congruent, you just multiply one side by 4. To get the area of a square, you just multiply one side by itself, and you get the area. The perimeter of a rectangle is 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. And the area of a rectangle is the length times the width. A parallelogram is 2 times the A side plus 2 times the B side. The area of a parallelogram is the base, which is the B side, plus the height of the parallelogram, which is H. The perimeter of a triangle is just the A side plus the B side plus the C side. The area of a triangle is 1/2 base times the height of the triangle H. And then there's the circle. So the circumference of a circle is 2 times pi times the radius r. R in this case is always 1/2 the diameter, which is the line going through the center of the circle. The area of a circle is pi times r squared. So for example, let's find the area and perimeter or circumference of the following figures. So for this first figure on the left, our sides are 7 and 4. So to find the perimeter, we do 2 times the length, which is 7, plus 2 times the width, which is 4. So if we do 2 times 7, that's 14. 2 times 4 is 8. So our perimeter is 22. To find the area, we multiply the length times the height. So we multiply 7 times 4, which is 28. In the second figure, the triangle, to find the perimeter, we just add up these sides. So we have 3 plus 4 plus 5, which is equal to 12. To find the area, we take 1/2 times the base, which in this case is 3, times the height, which in this case is 4. So 3 times 4 is 12, and 1/2 of 12 is 6. For the circle, we have a diameter of 6, and this means that our radius, r, is 3. So to find the circumference, we do 2 times pi times r, which is 3, which this comes out to 6 pi. To find the area, we do pi times the radius, 3, squared. 3 squared is 9, so our answer is 9 pi. Another type of question we could have is to find the missing piece. So in the figure on the left, we are given that the area is 14, we are given that the base is 7, and we need to find the height, h. So if we set up our equation, 14 will equal 1/2 times the base, which is 7, times the height, which is h. So if we multiply both sides by 2 to get rid of this 1/2, we get 28 is equal to 7 times h, and then divide by 7, we get 4 is equal to h. We can check this by making sure our height times our base times 1/2 is 14, so 1/2 times 7 times 4 is equal to 1/2 times 28, which is equal to 14. So this works. So our height is 4. On the figure on the left, we're given that the perimeter is 36 and the length is 13, and we need to find the width. So we call that perimeter is 2 times the length plus 2 times the width, and that should equal 36. So in this case, our length is 13, so 2 times 13 plus 2 times the width is 36. This is 26 plus 2w is equal to 36. If we subtract 26 from both sides, we get 2w is equal to 10, and w is equal to 5. We can also go from area to perimeter or perimeter to area. So for example, if the area of a square is 36, what is the perimeter? So we have to use what we know. First of all, this is a square, which is a perfect polygon. It's a perfect quadrilateral. So each side is congruent. The area of any square is just some side multiplied by itself. Okay, so if s squared is 36, to get s by itself, we take the square root of 36, which is just equal to 6, because 6 times 6 is 36. That means that every one of these sides is 6 units long. So our perimeter is just 4 times the side, which is 4 times 6 in this case. So we get 24 is the perimeter. So as a recap, we've learned about area and perimeters of squares, rectangles, parallelograms, triangles, and circles. We also should see that there are several different types of questions using each of these equations. So we can just find the perimeter, circumference, or area given side lengths or radii. We can also find the missing piece given perimeter, circumference, or area. And we can find the area or perimeter given the opposite one. And that is all there is so far for finding area, circumference, and perimeter.